self-paced learning session, right? So we're gonna use Katakura. I don't know how many of you guys have used it, but Katakura provides you a pre-configured environment where you can play with frameworks that you want to learn about without needing them to be configured from scratch in your local, right? So in today's environment, we are gonna create a Spring Boot application. Then we're going to containerize it. We're going to push it to the container to the registry, and then we're going to deploy it to Kubernetes. I'll just give you a couple of lines. Framework, it's an application framework, and it's a inversion of control container for the Java platform. And Spring Boot is for bootstrapping Spring-based applications, basically to accelerate your application development, again, for the Java platform. It just helps you get started with auto-configurable production grade Spring applications. So with that, I guess we can provide the links to everybody, and then we're going to divide everybody into a couple of rooms, right?
Yeah.
So we're going to go through these scenarios. You can see you'll get a pre-configured environment. You'll see steps, what to go with. And then the whole idea is not going to read like a ton of documentation and then try to play around with it. Just get started with a pre-configured environment. And then there will be links if you want to learn more later on and understand what exactly you did. So yeah, the idea is spend 15-20 minutes and build an application using new technology, which here it's Spring Boot. Yeah, so we're gonna separate out in rooms, in groups, and then we're gonna build this, and at the end of it there's a quiz which we're gonna take together, right? Yeah,
I'm dropping off, man.
Okay, bye. I'm in.
Bye.
Yeah.
Is there a
Wait,
different link?
Could you maybe join one of the rooms just see if there's any questions? Oh, are you still there?
Yeah, I'm here. Yeah.
I know you know this stuff cold, but there may be people that don't know any of this stuff. So I guess it depends on how the breakout is set up.
Yeah.
Is there some kind of a login for that link? There's a big pop-up that I don't know, maybe I'm just...
Yeah, if you like sign up with your Google, you just want your cred so you can get in.
Okay, so
But someone else.
it's free to sign up?
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay.
Yep.
You could even link it to your GitHub if you wanted to.
Sure.
If you have GitHub, I don't know if it's common. It's so common. Okay, so what I'm gonna do is split everyone up now, and then we'll be in different groups of 3 or 4. And one person in the group will share their screen. So I may move people around depending on if we get a spread that's like all cloud in one room. We want to be able to, understand what's happening. So, okay. So it'll say join room. Just click that button. It didn't work. Sorry. One sec. Okay. It's not letting me randomly assign. So just give me 1 second and you can feel free to talk amongst yourselves for now. Parag, do you have any use cases that might be interesting to people?
I mean, you can build any kind of Java applications, right? Mostly backend applications. But yeah, this will give everyone like a quick start, how to start. Otherwise, it's a lot of reading and going through tutorials. But this is a good way to get it started.
Nice. Okay, I'm opening the rooms now.
Okay.
Hello, is anyone in here? Cloud? Nick is muted.
It's semi-cloud. We have a lot of cloud people actually on the call.
We do.
So
Yeah.
you want to bring in Harav, or there's Harav, there's Nadir, there's Amit, there's, how many rooms do you have?
I have 4, but Harav might have had to drop off.
Gotcha.
See him. Alec and Amit are alone in breakout room 1.
Are we all supposed to do it at the same time?
Yeah.
One of us can share our screens, and then we can do it together.
Or that way too. Yeah, sorry.
Yeah. But you can also have it for yourself. I'm just moving people around in these rooms to make sure that they're able to not be just 2 people in a room. Okay. So I'll share my screen. Nick, were you in the last session that we had that was interactive like this?
No.
Oh, you weren't. Okay. Well, anyway, it's like Parag said, we'll just walk through this. I can read it out loud, and then we'll see how it goes. Okay. So to create a Spring Boot application, the note is that a Kubernetes cluster will start for you at the terminal on the right. So over here, we're not on a small phone, so we're fine. The first thing we will do is create a Spring Boot application. If you have one and you prefer to use already in GitHub, you could clone it in the terminal. Git and Java are installed already. So if you're doing this by yourself as well, you can feel free to do that. Or you can create an application from scratch using spring.io. So basically what I'll do is just click this, unless anyone wants to type the code. You can.
No, use that one,
Okay.
right? The thing on the right return, I think or does it if you click it?
I just click it, yeah.
Oh, there you go.
Mm-hmm. So
it curled a command to a gzip file and unpacked it, bringing in webflux and actuator. Okay.
mm-hmm. And then you can then build the application. So using what we just put in.
So that Maven command, the install, is reading that POM XML file. And it's installing the dependencies.
Mm-hmm.
It cannot execute it, though.
Yeah, I see that. I'll try again.
Yeah, that probably won't work twice.
Okay.
Oh.
Well, we failed already. It's okay.
We need Parag because I think he fixed this.
Proper demo.
Java Home is not set properly. How do we get
Is it something in here?
hold on a second.
These aren't supposed to have any errors like this.
He had to patch quite a few of them, believe it or not.
Oh, really?
Yeah, wah. I gotta slack him. The whole
I can
breakout.
ask him.
Can you ask him? Yeah.
Yeah.
I guarantee it's happening. Not guarantee, but it's likely happening in the other rooms.
Yeah. Uh-oh.
This should be fixable. He's fixed this. We may not be on the right one. I think we may need to use our GitLab one. So we may have patched this and submitted a PR. Hold on one second. Let me look for it. Kata coder scenarios. No, it's not these two.
Okay, I'm bringing Parag in here.
Oh.
Hi, Parag. We are having trouble.
Tried the Maven command and Java Home's not defined correctly.
Oh yes, yeah. That
Remember
keeps,
this? Yeah.
Yeah. It keeps changing. So do this. Just type in Java space -version. and then check what version it is.
Should,
Okay, yeah, so it is version 8, right? So we need to set the Java path where it's installed correctly. So do this. I also paste it in the chat, but export space, then type in Java home. You can copy paste, or it's all upper case, all uppercase. It's there in the error,
I see it, yeah.
right? And then no space, equal to double quotes, and then you
Right.
need to copy the yeah, after equal to, it's quotes, the double quotes.
Oh.
Yes, and then you need to copy the path, and instead of 11 we need to switch it to 8, and then yeah, so it starts with /user. You can copy paste it or type in /user, starting with user, and you need to end at 64. Skip the bin and Java part. Yes.
Maybe I should
Yeah, you can type in.
okay.
Or you know what? Let me just type in and let me send it to you. That's
Yeah,
I
that
think
probably
that
is
will have
easier.
the same problem, right?
If I'm having trouble, then the other groups probably are as well, right?
Correct.
Okay, so if you just send it to me, then I'll add it in while I'm gonna move you to another room.
It in the chat here.
You're just gonna move them from room to room.
Yeah.
Parag will go fix it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I just tried it on my own.
Let's
The
first
same
make
error.
sure it works, right? Before you send it, let's make sure it works. Let's get it working here, then we'll send it.
How do I paste? I'm such a noob. Oh, okay.
Okay,
Work?
now run that again. If you just hit the up arrow, then it will show you the previous commands. Just hit the up arrow. One more time. Yeah, then hit it.
Hold on.
What happened?
This is wrong, right? Because it's double.
Yeah, it's double. So Control C.
I love how we parse it.
Yeah,
Or it's
What'd you say,
working. It's
Nimi?
actually doing the Maven install.
You literally said this is wrong, right?
Yeah. Sorry.
you're it's not moving, right? Just kill it. Just do Control C.
Okay.
Yeah, and then copy paste that command again just to make sure it is correct. Yeah, and
Okay.
now do Maven install. Yeah. Oh,
Oh yeah.
yeah.
Yeah. Oh wow.
Hold on, don't get happy so quickly. Let's see. And that's it needs to say it's successful. Alright, so this invalid target release 11. Okay, so it is still looking for 11. We will need to go to the POM file and need to update the Java version. So do this, type this in nano, N-A-N-O space pom.xml, enter. And now just go down to Java version. It's in the middle of the page. You'll see, yeah, we need to change it to 8.
I can just change it.
No, just hit the down arrow and the cursor will move.
Oh.
The cursor is at the... Then now go right and then change it. Yeah, now it's Control O.
Oh.
Control O. Now, yeah, hit enter. And then it's Control X to exit. Yeah, now run the Maven command again.
Oh, Maven.
You can just hit the up arrow, it will take you to your
Oh.
command. Yeah, let's see, this should work.
Yeah, Parag, why don't you jump around? We're good.
Okay, I'm gonna move
Yeah.
you. Thanks, Parag.
All right, how do I jump?
Yeah, like,
That's how.
you locked him.
Move
You think it. That's the new interface. Just think it.
you. Okay, so now we can click this, right? Yeah, because we installed it. As you can see, the result, and you can see the result of the build. If the build is successful, you should see a jar file. Do you see a jar file? I see .jar.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
The jar is executable, so we can click this.
Right.
Okay. Ooh, Spring. The app has some built-in HTTP endpoints by virtue of the actuator dependency we added when we downloaded the project. So you will see something like this in the logs on startup. So that
Okay.
is what we see. Mhm.
Yep.
And now we can curl the endpoints. Finally.
Yeah.
Send.
That kills it when you're done.
Oh, all that work and we're killing it. Sad. Okay, next.
Because is this your first time curling anything?
Yeah, I don't know what curling is.
Sweet. That's really cool.
You're here for my inception into the coding curling world.
Curl is like, yeah, that's a good like foundational thing to like learn.
Nice. Okay, so now we're going to create a Docker file by running this command.
Okay, it's catting to like, so the first line from OpenJDK with Alpine as the OS, nicknamed as a builder. The cool part about Docker is you can like label, you can extend, you know, a Docker file from, you have a parent, you have a child, so we're not starting from scratch. OpenJDK Java 8 on an Alpine OS, then we're adding a working directory, target dependency, argument in a jar file, which is the way you package Java code, you know, and then you copy over these jars and you can run that jar. But I don't understand the from repeat again. It's voluming in temp. I get the next line. I guess it's importing. Oh, okay. It's importing the runtime then. So one is, the first one's the JDK to compile the Java. Second one's the JRE to run the Java. Argument dependencies, and then some copying lib stuff, copy class, make an entry point. So when you call this Docker container, it's going to run Java and say app lib, open up the com.example.demo app as the main. If it, you know, you have a main method in that file, and that's where it'll start. So why don't you go ahead and make that Docker file.
Okay. Same. Then build the container image, giving it a tag. Are we going to push Docker Hub?
Hold on a second. Okay, so what's next? So you made the file, right?
Yeah.
Entry point. Nice. Can you ls on that command line? I don't know why for the
What's
bottom of, it's a list command. I can't see your Katkar terminal because the zoom thing is on the bottom.
Is that better?
No, it's worse. Can you guys see the bottom of her terminal or no?
Nick sees it.
Control plane is the last line I can see.
Yeah, that's the last line now. Let's see. What's blocking? Is it like?
It's the Zoom app itself, the native Zoom app. It's got its, maybe I'll go full screen. Maybe that's the problem. Ah, yeah, okay. Cool.
And now it works?
Yeah, so do an ls
Do I just write
space,
ls?
yep, dash LTR, I would say later, yeah, and hit return. So that Docker file is what you did with that cat command. See, it's actually a physical file owned by root. Okay, and then you got the source tree, and you got a Maven POM file, and then you got a target. Okay, so then what do you want to do next? You want to build it? Or did you already do that? Docker build-t localhost demo.
Okay. Do we want to push to Docker Hub, or we're not going to?
What line are you on? And you have to build it first.
Right here.
You have to,
Choose your own ID instead. If
oh, yeah, no, we're not going to push it to Docker Hub. I don't think so.
okay, I'll just click it.
Yeah. All right, so the cool part about Docker is it's got layers, right? So it's got, and it's actually performing the steps of that file that you had.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of this text file config stuff came from like mobile and web first, and once it hit the back end, it was a boon. So if you do a Docker dash Docker images, if you type it on your
Docker?
command line, yeah.
Dash.
Sorry, Docker without the dash space images. Yeah, wow. So there's a bunch of stuff that's, you know, it's got Python, it's got Alpine, it's got Ruby, it's got Prometheus, it's got Kubernetes at the top, OpenJDK. So on this Kata Coda environment, there's a bunch of Dockerized stuff that was brought in. What was the one we just created? Localhost Spring Guides demo. See at the top? And the tag is called latest. There's an image ID EC8. You just created that sucker. And how big is it? 105?
105.
Can you guys give me a big picture as what we're trying to do here, end game?
Yeah.
What's the purpose of all this stuff?
So Kubernetes is an orchestration software. It's a control plane. And one of the biggest challenges with DevOps is if I run something on my laptop, I want to be able to run the same thing on the servers. So Java Spring Boot is a way to start up and bootstrap Java applications. Combining the two is a super powerful thing to do because you could take that Java application, pretty much run it anywhere, whether it's on your local on-prem hardware, whether it's across all the cloud providers. Kubernetes is the glue for cloud-native applications.
So it stores the stuff that you need. You can connect from anywhere, just connect to Kubernetes, and you can now access what you need. Is that what you're saying?
I think it's more like Kubernetes is the thing that runs all of these pods, that's the new term, and it's running the Spring Guide demo app as a pod.
It's
And
almost like an OS in the cloud that you can connect to and then run your stuff.
Close. The OS is probably what was in that Docker file. It's Alpine. But inside that OS, Kubernetes is written in Golang. It's like an orchestration piece of software so that you can like shift load from one instance to another, one pod to another.
And it does that intelligently, knowing who needs what now. Is that the idea?
Yes, the control plane should figure out like if it needs to auto scale based on CPU or whatnot. Great questions. Context would have helped here. So let's run it. You can now run that app locally on 8080. That's the next command. So it's got this actuator running and the demo app. So I wonder, can you open up a web browser and hit localhost 8080? So type localhost. Yep. What is it doing? Is it thinking about it? The site can't be reached. Go back to your, oh, because that's yours. Sorry. Inside the Kata Coda scenario. There we go. Yeah, that's their environment. Yeah, right there. Yeah. Maybe the plus sign.
Or 80.
Yeah, no, but select the port to view on client one, the last one, or host one of those.
This one?
I don't know. I'm guessing. So try host one. Aha. Okay. 8080. They're
5
trying
minutes.
to
Okay.
servers. If the service is running. Okay, go back. We'll skip the step. We'll assume it's running because it says it's running.
Okay. We can return to it, right? So I'll switch tabs sometime.
Yeah. Oh, wait. See,
Oh,
it's
technical
just a
word.
curl. Yeah, there we go. That's even easier. So the status it replied in JSON was status : up.
Nice.
So it hit the actuator health. That's cool.
Mm-hmm.
And then finish off, kill off your container.
Okay. Let me see
You
if
want
it.
to do that?
Oh yeah. We're not gonna be able to see.
Yeah, you won't be able to see it. Okay. I don't want you to push it.
That's cool. So continue.
Yeah, sorry. I'm
This
trying to get back to full screen here.
Okay. So now we're going to deploy the application to Kubernetes.
Yep.
So we have to install the Kubernetes cluster, or make sure it's installed.
Make sure it's running. So
Running.
the kubectl command is the key, binary for Kubernetes in Go. And it's running on the TCP port 443, so it's secure. And what else does it say? Oh, you jumped around there. So
What else does it say? Over here, now we can deploy our Spring Boot application.
yeah,
We have a container that runs and exposes port 8080. So all you need to do to make Kubernetes run, it is some YAML. To avoid having to look at or edit, do you say YAML or do you say like YAML?
YAML.
YAML for now. You can ask kubectl
kubectl,
to generate for you. The only thing that might vary here is dash hyphen image name. If you deployed your container to your own repository, use its tag instead of this one. Hi, Parag.
So try it with that image name. It should work. I thought that's what it was called. So click
Like
that. Yep.
Okay.
And now ls-ltrc, or you can use the echo command. Did it build the
LCRT.
no ls space dash ltr? It did. Okay, so you can cat it, cat deployment.yaml. So yeah, the kubectl create demo created this YAML. So it's got API version, the kind deployment, the metadata. Points to, at the bottom, it points to the image. Cool. So now I think you can go to create the service, the cluster IP demo. There you go. Okay. And then, sure, go ahead and apply. And then rerun the kubectl get all to see what's running. The one below it. All right, so now you've got demo and Kubernetes running. One's on 8080, which is your app, the demo app, and one is 443, which is Kubernetes itself.
Do you want to try viewing it again?
With what? The actuator health? It has it, yeah, below.
Oh.
you'll need to connect to the application. So you need to be able to connect to the application which you have exported as a service. One way to do that is create an SSH tunnel. So yeah, run that port forward command. And you can,
Now we can verify.
Yeah, but I don't know why I didn't finish. That was weird. It didn't come back. Is that a permanent port forwarding? There you go. Oh, failed to connect, localhost. Ooh, what happened there? Oh, you're in terminal 2. I don't know if that matters, but when do we get to terminal 2?
I don't know. It keeps going to this page to curl.
Okay.
Here we
Maybe
go.
kill it and try it again. Yeah. Just do Control C and try again. Port forwarding. I don't know why it is hanging like that. Yeah. Try it again.
Try
Parag
which-
saves the day.
Got all?
No, the port forward.
This?
No, the port forward.
I don't.
Yeah, this one.
Oh. It's not doing anything.
Hey, this is this is kind of like a lightning task, right?
Yeah.
No, don't kill it. Let it run. I think it might be taking time. Yeah.
Okay, so run this again and just wait.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah, you can go to the terminal 2 and then see if yeah. Then it's up. Yeah, it's not up. So that port forward hasn't worked.
Do you know if the other teams are having this issue or no?
They're not this far yet.
I haven't heard anything.
Oh, we're so far ahead. Look at that.
Wait, we are? Oh.
I think that's what he said. They're not as far ahead. Yeah.
No, that's bad.
Hope it does something.
Well, I remember this working when I did it like a month ago, but
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh. Oh, timed out.
I doubt.
Bummer.
mm,
So if you don't have a port forward, what's the impact? We know the actuator is up on localhost. You'll need to be able to connect the application which exports as service. We think, can you rerun the curl command to see the actuator health is still up?
In here?
Or you can click on the thing on the left.
the last one.
Yeah, you probably did it in the other terminal. Oh. Connection refused. You're in terminal 2 again. I don't know if that matters if they're the same terminal.
What's happening
But
in here?
no, it doesn't matter.
Last one.
What's that, Pro?
I said it's the last command, right? It's just
Yeah, this is the last step.
you don't feel satisfied. Just for a little bit.
Should we try these steps again? Do you think that might help?
Yeah.
Do I need
Fine.
to clear everything before? Or can I just probably run all these? That looks like more than before.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, you have different cluster IPs. I don't know if it's Oh yeah, there's a replica apps. Gotcha. Yeah, try the port forward now. Oh, that's
Oh.
better.
Okay. Nice.
That's awesome.
We must
Okay.
have missed one of the commands.
Maybe.
Maybe.
Now run it. Now do the curl.
Well, it's
Yep. Now it's up.
great.
Yep.
Yay!
So what's next? Let's continue. And what do we learn?
Did we beat the other room?
Yeah, we're the fastest.
Like an escape room.
Congratulations.
Yeah.
So what did we learn? We have an actuator health check running inside a Spring Boot application that was built into a Docker image based off of some Alpine JDK with a JRE running. And then we set up a Kubernetes cluster and then port forwarded that application so that Kubernetes and it was connecting to each other. Do I have that right?
Yep.
And what's the purpose of them connecting to each other? Orchestration. Is there any kubectl commands we could be adding here? Is there a kubectl man? Can you do man kubectl?
Man.
Maybe in,
Yeah.
maybe in the other
Yeah.
terminal.
What'd you say?
The other terminal. This is port forwarding. Yep. man space kubectl. No manual entry.
Just type in kubectl. It should show you that.
So create.
Do like cube control get pods or something.
You got a spelling error there.
kubectl get pods like that.
Yeah, that's the demo pod that you created.
Ta-da! That's super cool.
Yeah.
That's easy. There's some advanced commands: patch, diff, customize, decay, proxy. Oh, there's all kinds of cluster management stuff. There's a top command. So try a kube control top return. No, didn't like that. Scroll up. It's listed it. Display resources, CPU, memory, storage. Maybe cluster-info. Maybe that's a valid one. There you go. So 6443 running on that IP, and then the DNS. Oh wait, you're recording here, so the DNS is running on this other directory. Cool. We leave our room now. Is everyone somewhat clear on what we learned?
Mm-hmm. It's good.
Yeah.
All right, yay team,
Okay.
we did it. Thanks, Parag.
Yeah. Thanks, Parag. Okay, I'm
You
bringing.
brought good luck.
Oh yeah, yeah. That's how they caught the guy who started. What was that deep web website? Silk Road. Yeah, he made it in PHP himself.
Wow.
It's really interesting.
Anyone have any questions from the activity?
I have a lot of questions still. I guess, I don't know, I was kind of just wondering if someone thinks that they have just like a really clear but short explanation of the uses of Kubernetes. I think I have like some concept of it, but
Yes.
I don't know. Yeah.
Somebody want to go, or I'll go? All right, I'll go. All right, cool. So you get Docker working, right?
Yeah.
But Docker is a single image. And you know, for instance, even in Marquee, we have many users. And so we don't just deploy one instance of the Java server. We deploy many instances of it, right? You know, because if one falls down, we want many instances as backup. Or if we have thousands of people hitting it, we want to route that traffic to one to you, one to you, one to you, one to you. And so oftentimes we need to spin up many Docker instances. This is where Kubernetes comes in. It was made by Google to make it easy to spin up lots of services, to manage them. The official word is called orchestrate. And then if one of them falls over, Kubernetes will naturally like just boot it up again.
Okay, cool. So I guess a couple questions. As it's running these,
have you ever heard of Docker Swarm?
a little bit, yeah. I mean, mostly from our lunch and learn.
Okay, I was going to say
quarantine.
Kubernetes is more of like a more robust version of Docker Swarm.
So I guess are these instances running on different virtual machines?
No.
Like where are they is Kubernetes? Yeah, I don't really understand what exactly like.
All Kubernetes is like an orchestration kind of tool. So if you have all these different Docker containers, in our case, Kubernetes is perfect for microservices. So if you have all these different Docker containers that are actually different services, Kubernetes will allow you to, open up the ports, have the load balancing. It'll basically do all the orchestration for you, so you don't have to try to manually do all the service discovery and a lot of those different aspects of it. So it literally eases the pain of trying to set up multiple services or multiple instances of containers that are connecting to each other. And it also keeps an eye on it to make sure that your stuff stays running. With load balancing, health checks, it actually, you could set it up to, hit an endpoint to see if it's even working. If it's not, try to restart it or do whatever you want with it. So it just kind of eases the pain of the overall system than trying to do everything manually yourself.
Right, cool. I'm familiar with AWS of kind of the the big cloud services. Is there a good comparison to a particular kind of part of AWS or several of those services like EC2, the load balancer, that sort of thing that you would kind of draw a parallel to?
Not really, because I run Kubernetes on my own personal application, and the Kubernetes actually runs on AWS.
Okay.
So it's not like an AWS. It's not a cloud service. It's literally just for orchestration. You can run it on anything. You can run it on Azure. You can run it on AWS. You can run it on any of these cloud platforms. So it's something you would run inside of it to orchestrate everything you have running inside of it.
So yeah, just one point. So AWS has ECS. That's alternative to Kubernetes. So you can use it Kubernetes, or if you just wanna use the AWS specific solution, then ECS is the solution. So you can look that up.
Cool. That's helpful. Thanks, James. Thanks, Parag.
Oh, okay. You probably used Kubernetes before on some application. You just didn't know it was running in it.
Possible.
Any other
most cloud platforms, most fintech, a lot of companies use Kubernetes.
Isn't like Kubernetes like what isn't one of the coolest things about it is that like it's compatible with the Internet of Things in the sense that all it's concerned with in terms of like your home appliances and things like that is like processing power and memory, and it basically uses processing power and memory. It uses those resources to how it sees fit for the container. Is that correct?
Not sure. Maybe Parag will answer.
Yeah, I'm gonna stay quiet on this one.
So what you said, sorry, I need to jump on to another meeting. You said, does it help with deciding how much of processing power and all to attribute to each and every container? Is that the question?
Yeah, but more so that it has the potential to harness the processing power of like devices in your home, to leverage the processing power, memory towards, like containers.
I kind of think that Kubernetes would be too high level, too, memory intensive for, your toaster to run, so probably not an Internet of Things kind of technology. It's more designed for web servers, but it has a similar concept in that, it helps, it seems to help orchestrate stuff, tie a lot of things together, make sure they keep running, that sort of stuff, but probably only conceptually.
I mean, you
connected.
can specify like CPU and memory inside of the, Kubernetes, like the YAML files configurations, but that's like really, really getting into it. Most of the defaults are usually pretty good, but I mean, when you start getting into the real specifics of it, you can specify CPU and memory usage within containers. I've never gotten that deep into it though.